Thanks for spending part of your Thursday with us here on Mid-Morning. We're coming into the time of year when we can enjoy plenty of sunlight.
Just not today. But there's some new research showing that's actually a good thing because humans are seasonal creatures. There's a study that came out of the U of M, the University of Michigan.
Oh, that was on purpose.
That was, yeah, you knew that was on purpose. 100% that was on purpose. Day length, the amount of sunlight we get, they all influence our psychology. Have you found that? Do you believe that?
You know what's crazy about Minnesota though? Like how much our daylight hours change.
Oh,
like from the winter to the summer. Like you go down south, like you go to Florida, and it's not light out till 9:30 at night. It's not dark out at 4:30 in the afternoon.
But here, it is.
It's crazy.
In the wintertime, the sun will typically go down here around what time would you say?
In the winter?
In the wintertime. 4:15, the sun is down. In the summertime now, the sun goes down. Like last night, for example, the sun set at what? Like,
I don't know, 8:30 probably.
8:30, something like that. But you can still see light until almost 9 o'clock. So the study.
I need my sunlight.
You need the sunlight, right?
Like it's like a whole different ball game.
We all do, though. I mean, it's a human thing.
I don't feel like I recognized it as much when I was younger, but now
as you're older.
Oh yeah, as I've gotten older, I'm like, as I've become more set in my ways, I definitely feel like I need it. You know?
More sunlight, more influence on our moods, our sleep schedules, and our circadian rhythms. Not surprised to hear that, though.
So what's kind of nuts about this is that they looked at medical interns, right? So medical interns, that's your first year out of med school. Your schedules are crazy. They're all over the place. You're not sleeping at night. You might be sometimes sleeping during the day. But what they found is that even though we are actually trying to change our schedule, our body's saying, no,
doesn't work.
We still want to sleep when it's dark out.
Yeah.
And if we don't, it's going to cause some issues.
So the question I have for the three of us is, what are we doing with our lives? We love this job. What are we doing? Because we're trying to switch our schedules and it's not adding up.
If we could shift it just a few more hours, I'd feel a lot different.
Well, I mean, it's a little different in the summertime. I mean, by the time our early morning show starts at 5 a.m., it's pretty light out.
It's light out, which is nice to see.
Which is great.
Which is great to see, yeah.
But Joseph, there is a genetic component to this, so I wonder if you are more so even attuned to sunlight, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what scientists said they want to figure out, because as you just mentioned, they show that there's a genetic component to this. So could it actually impact how strongly individuals are affected by the change in day length? So that's the next part of the thing they actually want to study.
I already have to check all the health elements to my family, you know, like, is this, I guess this is a new question.
Yeah.
How well do you do with the sunshine?
It also goes back to Congress, which is trying to change the hours for daylight saving time and what that could mean for all of us, so yeah.
We want to hear from you. What's your opinion? Drop a comment down below.
Researchers are studying a severe weather phenomenon that causes plenty of damage during these storms. I mean, one of the things, Joseph, you were talking about we could see today with our next weather alert is hail.
Yeah, this storm specifically is likely going to bring in, if it all bubbles up and forms today, maybe significant hail. I'm talking about multiple inches, in diameter. And so, this study here, there was a professor out of Northern Illinois that has a great meteorology program. They're doing research on hail. They want to just kind of figure out, hey, are there any changing patterns? What I really like about this study is the fact that at a time where we're concerned about maybe getting cuts from focusing on science and meteorology, we still have people out there doing research, and we still need to do research because of climate change and things like that.
Yeah.
They said this was the first hail-focused field campaign in more than 40 years' time.
I believe it. Yeah.
40 years'
Which
time.
I think is crazy because you look at what hail does to insurance companies, what they do to roof damage, what they do to cars, what they do to crops there too, and you would assume that somebody would be taking a closer look at this, especially as we see climate change, because it's always crazy to me how hail is made. I always find it, every single time I see hail, you're outside, it's hot, warm, and then boom, boom, boom. It's like snow pellets coming down.
It's not even that though, but it's the size of the hail in some of these situations. The sound of the hail, like a softball-sized hail. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around.
We just had a report. I think it was last summer in July, and was it Chokyo, I believe, had a 6-inch diameter, potentially rivaling the largest hailstone in the state of Minnesota.
That's insane.
And that was just last summer there.
I mean, that's like a softball up to like a soccer ball.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, remind us how hail is made again?
Yeah, so when we have these warm, moist days, we can develop these strong updrafts and storms. So you have this rising air, and as that air is rising, we get these hailstones forming up in clouds, and
where it's colder.
Where it's a lot colder.
Yeah.
It's a steep transition of temperature. So we have warm, moist air reaching cold air aloft, and these water droplets essentially end up forming into hailstones aloft, and they just continue to cycle through the clouds, getting larger and larger until they're heavy enough to fall out of the gravity winds there and fall out of a cloud. But so the stronger the updraft, the larger the storm or the hailstones may be. And part of the research for this is studying that.
And the impact climate change will have on it.
Climate change. So we believe, for part of the study believes that in a warming climate we won't have as much small hail because it's going to be warmer. It will melt the small hail, and that will have stronger updrafts, stronger storms, which would end up leading to maybe larger hail. And so that's part of the research. But I mean, hail is kind of put on the back burner because we have wildfires these days. We have massive flooding. So we don't think about hail all that much, but it is a big problem.
On soupy days like today, because you talked about this, the atmosphere is supposed to get juiced later on today.
Yeah.
That could lead to more hailstorms. So could that be a trend we see in the future, like future summers?
No doubt about it.
We want you to join the conversation, so leave a comment below. Let us know what you think.
Look, well, we have not seen them apparently, but we've
been trying.
We've been trying to. Apparently, a lot of people.
While. Yeah.
They've seen some spectacular displays of the Northern Lights over the recent months.
And now researchers say that trend could continue. They say it could continue for the next 50 years. So you might all remember this. It was about a year ago. It was actually just a year ago that they had what they believe might have been the most powerful Northern Lights for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Right? You could see it down in the southern U.S.
Through the cities, all in the south. Yeah.
Did you see it?
I did not. I tried, but I think I went to bed too early that night.
I recall I traveled to Chicago because it's around my birthday time, and I remember seeing all the photos up in Minnesota of the Northern Lights at that point in time. So I don't know much about this. I do know about the 11-year solar cycle, but the whole thing about the concept of maybe getting this for the next 50 years is new for me.
Right.
As well.
Wait, explain to us how Northern Lights come about.
So there's a sun cycle, it's the solar cycle, and there's a solar minimum and a solar maximum over this span of 11 years, and it has to do with the magnetic field of the sun. And during a solar maximum, it typically is ejecting CMEs, coronal mass ejections, or solar storms that then interact with our atmosphere, and we get Northern Lights. So during a solar maximum, we usually see our most action with Northern Lights.
Right.
Now, in this study, they're suggesting that we can maybe see this continue for 50 years.
And they say that there are some theories out there as to why this is. Not everybody agrees with those theories.
Space scientists.
Go ahead, Heather.
But the way that I describe Northern Lights is that the energy particles reach the Earth, they get excited, they start dancing, they're like, I'm going to turn green, and that's where you go. Am I totally far off on that?
Okay. No, I think that's a good way to do it. Sometimes
it.
you just got to explain it.
Yeah.
So last year, we saw reports from people seeing the Northern Lights down in Missouri, down as far as Tennessee, and I'm looking up like, what happened?
Yeah.
Where were we? Like, it's supposed to be picture perfect conditions and.
So what I think this is telling us, Joseph, is they're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. There's always a chance.
Saying there's a chance. There's another chance for if you missed it or if you've never seen them.
Well, it is exciting because I know that's on a lot of people's bucket list.
Yeah.
Not only trying to see it here, but visiting across different portions of the world. So maybe we'll just get lucky instead of it going down to like a solar minimum where we're not going to see as many. Maybe we'll just keep this going. There's so much research to this, and the instruments and tools that they use for space science is antiquated, and it's tough to really see how it plays this out. Sometimes we get that solar forecast and it's wrong that day. So
Wow.
to project it out 50 years.
That far out
And
is.
sometimes there's just stinking clouds.
Yeah, a lot of
out
times it
there
feels
and
like-
right in your way.
I know, yeah. Then you have our weather here at the surface.
Well,
Yeah,
light pollution too. So light pollution, if
pollution.
you're closer to the city, makes it
Yeah.
harder to see too.
But it makes it exciting.
It does.
Makes it exciting.
We hope you enjoyed WCCO's Talk of the Table. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more WCCO news.